if you want to get into the adrenochrome witch.
Yeah, literally that's what I was going to transition to, because you just put out that article about the adrenochrome witch.
There is sex happening and it's so people can, I guess, because sex is the most magical. It's God gave us this to procreate. Mm-hmm. So if you're using it for the dark forces, I do think a lot of power comes from having sex. I mean, there's a reason men retain. Sex is weird. Sex, you have to be careful almost.
Right. And there's evil people who know that they can do that.
Yes.
Pervert this beautiful thing to bring about evil. I mean, Crowley was someone who was into that. Yeah. And Parsons is, and
he was a student
connected. They're connected to Crowley. Yeah. And Crowley's connected to huge, major people. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I know it sounds far-fetched to some people, but probably not people listening to the show.
It shouldn't, though. It literally
shouldn't.
It literally creates, like you said, a human life. Like, you're generating and connecting a soul to the earth when you do that.
Right.
And so what can you do if you use it wrong? Like what you said, it's being made in the image of God.
Which in the opposite direction.
Now think of all that now connected to someone like running Planned Parenthood, now telling one of the major pop stars of the time to go tell people to vote or die. I mean, that's so demonic.
It's weird now in 2024, she's finally making a big public splash, speaking at the DNC, coming out on the stage in a satin dress,
she just spoke at the DNC.
Just now in 2024.
The vote or die lady.
She's been behind the scenes. She's done some Planned Parenthood panels, but she was invited to this year's DNC.
Interesting. So, speaking of people who eat babies, what's up with the adrenochrome witch?
Okay, so Isaac Weishaupt is a occult symbolism expert.
He's been on the show because I've read your guys' article. Yep.
So he was like, you need to look into this. He told me that he stumbled upon this woman a few years ago, but he kind of wrote her off as just an unhinged Amazon writer. Okay. Because she published a book she had something for sale on her website called The Adrenochrome Witch, and it was a script she was selling for $1,500. And then she also had some publications called, actually I can pull them up, Diddy Ciroc Night. It was like Diddy Warbucks. So she has all these books on her website that you can buy. Some of her other books include Diddy Warbucks House, Meek Mills and Luxury Hotels, Chrissy Teigen Teaches Your Child to Cook. And on her Audible page, she claims that she was a PR expert for this Chrissy Teigen character that we know.
Who eats babies.
That's a whole other topic.
Allegedly.
So the book that caught his eye was first the script, The Adrenochrome Witch. And in that collection, it basically outlined disturbing tales about a music industry and a trafficking ring that was going on in Hollywood. This woman that wrote the book goes by the name Candy Michelle Johnson, and she claims that she once worked for Sean Diddy Combs and Chrissy Teigen. So among this collection of books was this other book called Ciroc Nights, Diddy After Hours. And in this followed was a caption. I'll read it here. This is an unedited hip-hop script I wrote for CEO of Bad Boy Records, Sean Diddy Combs. He took me on as an apprentice writer September 2016. I enjoy working as a copywriter too. Marketing Ciroc Vodka. This summer, start making homemade pure vanilla extract with vanilla. It kind of goes into this weird commercial, like Unhinged. Take a large mason jar, place pure vanilla pods from Sprouts or Whole Foods inside. Fill the brim with French vanilla Ciroc. Let marinate for at least 6 months. The longer the better. You will have a good quality vanilla extract comparable to Watkins, which I love. So he was like, all right, this woman is a little bit unhinged. But then upon further investigation, which Isaac didn't even realize, apparently in 2020, a book titled The Adrenochrome Witch surfaced on Barnes & Noble website. It was only 7 pages long, and it said it was written by Sean Diddy Combs. It was priced at $100, and all these people started buying it. And then, of course, the book was pulled. Whoa. Later on, all these podcasters were speculating who wrote it, and the book itself was about eternal life, Hollywood, and how people sell their soul, and how they will do anything to stay young, and how people come to Hollywood with innocent intentions, but get exposed to these corrupt industry demonic leaders that basically will traumatize them for life. So it's only 7 pages, And that's what it's about.
Whoa.
So eventually this woman, Candy Johnson, admitted that was her that wrote that. So she essentially was framing Diddy. But it gets weird. So if you go to her website, she has probably like 100 books for sale that range from $5, that's a book about bed bugs, all the way up until $500,000, where it's about like a sex trafficking ring. She has books about why Justin Bieber disassociated from Hollywood. But here's the weird part. She posted on her, I found her Instagram, which has like no followers, and it's called Revolt Hollywood, which I'm guessing was a spin of Revolt TV, Diddy's network.
For sure.
And on her Instagram, it's one of those weird Instagrams, like weird, terrible lit photos. It seems like an unhinged person, but when you actually look, she's the real Diddy whistleblower in this whole thing. So in 2018, if you go to her timeline and you scroll all the way back, all it is photos of Johnson & Johnson's baby lotion next to teddy bears.
No way.
So picture me on Adderall at 3 a.m. discovering this. I got chills.
You're like Charlie Day meme with the wires behind you and connecting all the dots.
Like I was the guy with the whiteboard. So one of the captions says, Johnson's baby lotion is our favorite.
Wow.
Why would she write that? This is years before we're just hearing about the baby oil now, which, by the way, I think could be a distraction from the sinister stuff actually happening. To make it even weirder, the very last photo this woman posted on her timeline is this dark, shirtless selfie of some guy in his Hollywood apartment who she claims was Diddy's lover at Howard University, also Diddy and Kamala Harris's alma mater. She claims this guy was Diddy's lover, and then says, I just have to read it because this caption was pretty insane. This man is Travis McKinley, who is Diddy's lover at Howard University. Get your tickets to attend Revolt's conference in Hollywood. This is A-list rappers who made it in the industry because they are all bisexual. Diddy was Clive Davis's lover for many years. As most hip-hop artists in Hollywood are gay, that is a secret to making millions. Let me save you some time.
Wow.
So she talked about the Diddy Clive Davis rumor 5 years before Suge Knight made that rumor known on his prison podcast in May 24.
That's right.
Who is it? Then she accuses the same guy of having a sex trafficking ring run out of his apartment, and it was like nearby Laurel Canyon.
Right.
And it's, I didn't want to, I actually redacted a lot of the stuff that she posted because she talks about how they put her up at gunpoint, threatened her, all this stuff. Who is this person and why does she know all this?
Is there any way to contact her? Like, have you tried?
Her number's online, but she hasn't been active on social media since 2019, but the books are definitely, I mean, she also has books. This was a weird one. Pepsi destroyed Michael Jackson.
Well, yeah, the fire. That makes sense. That maybe the fire is a conspiracy theory. Wasn't a Pepsi commercial he was filming when he was lit on fire by accident?
Oh, okay. Because that was $49.99, so I was going to buy that
$49.99.
There's one. This one's creepy. There's one called Halloween Party 2020, and it's a picture of Diddy when he was in the clown costume, and it says, Happy Halloween 2020. Be careful when you're home alone taking your luxurious bubble bath. You think you're alone, but you're really not. Outside lurking is a frustrated clown. As you get out of the bathtub, you take your favorite body oil back to your bedroom to give your skin much needed moisture. Just when you thought you would slip on covers, nude in your silk sheets, you're suddenly alarmed because the clown has been watching you from your walk-in closet. What? It happens so fast, it creeps up on you and slides under the covers with you. You pass out.
Oh, wow. There you go.
We're hearing all of these same accusations in the lawsuits.
I wonder, like...
This was in 2020, this was published.
The reason I think he was allowed to do this by the authorities is because it was so public that he was doing debauchery, out in the Hamptons.
Was it? Because I didn't hear about this
I mean, it wasn't mainstream, but kind of was, because 50 Cent made fun of him for a lot of stuff for a long time.
But he had the inside scoop from his baby mama, Daphne Joy, who's named as the sex worker.
Right. But he was still like, he's putting it out there, which I guess maybe people who didn't know, they're just saying it's just 50 Cent being funny. But there's people in the industry for sure who have dealt with him, who either seen violence or depravity, and it's like, why now? For instance, the Cassie video came out sometime after the raids, before the arrest.
Why now?
So someone had that. Someone had proof of him being a monster. Because that looks pretty real to me. I'm not for sure. I'm not certain, but it does look real. I think he even. Did he not apologize for it? But he mentioned
he did apologize for it.
He
said he was in a
real.
bad place.
He says it's real. Why are they holding on to it?
He didn't apologize to Cassie. He apologized to the public.
Right. Oh, and then before the raids, there was the Cassie lawsuit, right?
The Cassie lawsuit was settled in November. So everyone called her just a money chasing hoe.
Right. Kind of the way they were calling us like alt-right conspiracy theorists, which that's fine. That's on my business card anyway.
Because Diddy settled. It was either 30 or 50 million. He settled within 24 hours. That was settled. So people swept it under the rug. I think because that one was not a criminal lawsuit.
Right.
But then that video surfaced, and then that's kind of what seemed to tip off the feds.
It seemed like it was part of this slow drip of disclosure to be like, we're going to get this guy now. We're done with him. It feels
very strategic and calculated.
Absolutely. It's like reverse PR,
It's familiar too.
There's a snowball effect because now we have all these other lawsuits coming out because now people feel safe to speak out because he's arrested. So now women are coming forward.
Right.
And maybe we're going to hear more and more because I know there's a lot of people that don't want to talk because they're scared.
Right. I'm sure.
Do you remember how Cosby started that whole ordeal?
With Hannibal
Buress.
Hannibal Buress,
just saying like off the cuff, hey, this, and then it was like less than a year later, it was dominating. It does feel like there's this like slow drip of a plan for a reason. What is that reason?
Like, dude, this year.
Well, if we're going to be like honest, it could just be a great PR strategy.
For who?
Because for whoever wants to bring Diddy down, they need to do it the right way. If you're gonna destroy someone publicly, you need to time it right.
Right. It seems like it's timed right. Like down to back in January, Cat Williams said what he said about Diddy and
that's
the whole
also
industry.
So suspicious.
It's very weird. I love that interview. It's one of my favorite interviews. However, it is weird. It's almost like he was allowed to go on that podcast and say those things to set it up in our minds that things were about to go down.
It was
predictive programming, podcasting to Triple P.
And now Cat Williams is getting a lot of the credit as being the whistleblower, but like you said, 50 Cent's been saying it, and then Candy Johnson's been saying it, some random woman.
What's the Kim Porter stuff about? I don't know too much about that part of the story. Do you?
Well, that was Diddy's longtime on and off again girlfriend.
Okay.
And it was weird. As I was doing the political deep dive, and she died of pneumonia at 47. Her death was ruled natural. Randomly, Donald Trump Jr. was on a podcast in Mar-a-Lago recently with academics. And he told a story about his ex-wife who was friends with Kim Porter. And he recalls that they were both models in New York and they ran in the same circles. Kim used to confide in his ex-wife and would say she lived in fear and was afraid that one day something really bad was going to happen. But then Trump Jr. kind of gets a little bit scared. He's like, I'm not trying to start rumors, because then academics is like, well, what do you think happened about Cassie? And he's like, whoa, I'm just speaking on personal experience. Like, I remember the relationship wasn't good. But the weird part about the Kim Porter thing is her close affiliation with Corey Gamble, who Kanye also called the Fed, who is Kris Jenner's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Corey Gamble was at the scene of the crime the day the coroners took Kim Porter away, and nobody knows why.
Really?
There's photos,
weird. That is weird. Yeah, he's a weird figure.
Who is he?
Yeah, I don't know. The name sounds fake to me. Gamble.
Well, Kanye, there was a video that leaked. There was some documentary footage of Ye that leaked, and it was I've been archiving him for 3 years, and it was the only time anything got removed from my page.
Really?
Well, besides a photo of Osama bin Laden. But
what'd you do?
It was just a photo, no context.
Oh, weird.
It was like Zuckerberg, get it together. So he he posted this. There was a video that leaked of Ye on a couch talking on the phone about how he doesn't know where Corey Gamble came from, and how he's a CIA asset, and so is Cardi B. And that video got removed from everybody's pages, not just mine, also on TikTok. So it was also nuked. TikTok working overtime.
Interesting. They can do it so easily too. I've been banned from TikTok 3 times, and the second time it was like I posted a video of me and Alex Jones when I was on InfoWars, and I was wishing Kanye happy birthday because I was on InfoWars on Kanye's birthday, sitting in the chair Kanye was in when he did what he did, and I was like, that's hilarious. The second TikTok's algorithm heard Alex's voice saying nothing controversial, the whole account was nuked. And other people said that's how it goes.
You can't even post a photo. I'm surprised House and Habit was allowed to even have the photo of Alex Jones on our Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram's lightened up. You know, now that Zuckerberg's alt-right.
Now that he endorsed Trump, now he's like, we're allowed to post Osama bin Laden.
You say, try the Osama bin Laden picture again.
Oh, Alex Ayala says that Corey Gamble is also Justin Bieber's bodyguard.
No way.
Interesting.